I do have an interesting topic this evening, and the topic of discussion this evening is budgeting basics for small businesses. So, what are the basics that you need to know when it comes to budgeting? And budgeting should not be foreign if you are in business. By now, you should know that budgeting is very essential when it comes to the success of your business and when it just comes to financial management, right? And so, budgeting basics for small businesses are simply essential tools or even the steps itemized that you would follow through in order for you to prepare a very successful budget. Okay, so I won't be here for long. I'll just straight away get into the conversation. What is it that you need to do in order for you to have or know how to prepare a budget? What are the basics that are needed for you to have your budget done and for you to prepare your budget effectively? And so, number one is that in order for you to prepare an effective budgeting, you need to understand your business goals. What are your business goals? What does your business want to achieve at the end of the day? What is it that you want to align your business to? And so your business needs to have objectives. And if your objectives are tied to the budget that you have to do, it then makes your work easier and also your budget then is effective. So number one is understand your business goals and ensure that your objectives are tied to your budget. Do you have a short term or long term objective? And so your budget should then align with the goals that you have. And number two is that if you have to make an effective budget for your business, you need to track your income and expenses. You need to be interested to know how your income is coming in, what is coming in, where it's coming from, and also where your income is being spent and where you are channeling your income. This is essential. And so the in and out of your money is very, very critical when it comes to your budget. So track your income and your expenses. Always do a regular check of your revenue streams and also your expenses to see how your business is faring. This will help you to understand your cash flow and identify any areas that need improvement. So that is very, very critical. And the third one is create a sales forecast. You need to estimate your sales data. You need to use your historical data to do a future forecast of your sales. So this will then now help you to do a projection, and it gives you also a foundation. If it gives a foundation as to what you would expect in terms of sales or even revenue that should come in your business. And so use your historical data, which is your income, your sales that have been coming in, to be able to project so that you are able to do a sales forecast. So a sales forecast is very essential because it then helps you to also prepare your budget. So it is very foundational and fundamental when it comes to creating your budget. And the fourth one is that list your fixed and variable costs. What are your fixed costs? E.g., your fixed costs could be your rentals, it could be your salaries. And your variable costs could be your utilities, your marketing expenses. Variable, by variable, we mean they vary. They do change from time to time. They are not consistent, they are not fixed. But for fixed costs, you've got employees, you know that you have to pay salaries. If you are renting a business, you know that every month you're supposed to pay rentals, and so those are your fixed costs. And so you need to be able to list what your fixed and variable costs are so that they are encompassed or included in your budget. So that was number four. But then number five is that you need to be able to set aside emergency fund. Uncertainties do happen. There will be circumstances that will be beyond your control. Perhaps customers not paying you in good time, or even the economy not faring as you would expect. And a pandemic would also be another challenging time. But a if you have an emergency fund that you've been building along the way as a business, you then at that particular time when you are unable to use your normal business cash, you then tap in your emergency fund to be able to fund and also just move the business along or even carry the business forward. And so building an emergency fund is very essential. I think um I should do a session particularly on building an emergency fund and what would be the what ideas, or perhaps what what ways you could use to build an emergency fund as a business. I think that is also very critical. But remember that if you have to prepare a budget, fundamentally, always know that setting aside emergency fund when it comes to preparing your budget is very, very critical, because this ensures that there is financial stability during challenging times. And so I encourage that get in the habit of having an emergency fund as a business, no matter what level and however small that may be. Put something aside so that you would be helped in times of need, in times of trouble. Trouble does come, we all know that. And number 6 is that when it comes to creating a budget, create a budget for growth. Create a budget for business expansion. Don't be limited to how you've been operating. Create a budget for marketing initiatives, a new product development. Create a budget for investment areas that will support the growth strategy. And so the whole purpose of you having a budget in place should be that you're looking at expansion, you're looking at the business growth, and not just normal operations. And so a budget will be able to help you look at expansion and business initiatives, and also any area that would need growth in your business. So that is one important area that you should factor in. Lastly but not the least is that review and adjust regularly. A budget can change. How you initially prepared it might not be how things would run, and so regular checks will help you to adjust and compare performance against actual, what you had theoretically put. But then as business operation is going on every day, you would be comparing your actual figures against what you have already prepared, and so then it gives you a variance, and then you would be able to make the needed adjustment. And lastly is seek professional advice where you can. Seek professional advice, get advice where you can. Go to an accountant, go to a finance advisor, and see that they are familiar with budgeting concepts, or even just people who are very conversant but are professionals. If you will need an advanced one, a more advanced budget, it is always good that you get financial, it's always good that you seek professional advice in this sense. So I'll just run through quickly before I do close the session, is that budgeting basics include: number 1, understanding your business goals and tying them to your objectives. Number 2 is tracking income and expenses. And thirdly is creating a sales forecast. And number 4 is always list your fixed and variable costs. And number 5, I did say set aside emergency funds. And number 6 is budget for growth. Don't limit yourself, but budget for expansion, marketing initiatives, new product launch, and any other area that might need investment in your business. And number 7, always review and adjust your budget regularly. But lastly was that seek professional advice where you can manage. And so those are the 7 steps, or other points, that I had for you when it comes to creating a basic budget for your business. And I hope those tips will be very helpful for you, and this is something that you could implement in your business. Other than that, thank you so much for joining. I'll see you next Wednesday with yet another interesting topic. And don't forget to invite somebody, let them know about Too Many Payments. And other than that, let me tell you people to sign up. Please sign up on Too Many platform. We provide a gateway for payments done through mobile money transactions. We have partnered with Airtel, Zamtel, and MTN, and so jump on it if you're a small business and you need your payments streamlined, or rather you need to track your payments, transactions, and collections. Please sign up on many platform and be able to use the system, and let it help you digitize your business and just make transactions easier and efficient. So thank you so much and have a good night.